Jeff Paur, senior writer for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Welcome to another edition of the RealTime Fantasy Sports Show. On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 waiver wire ads for Week 15 of the fantasy football season. Hopefully, you don't have to hit the waiver wire too hard this week because you are in your fantasy playoffs and you need your star players to play well and post big numbers so you can advance to your championship games. But if you need some help on the waiver wire, there are some options out there this week. I would especially look at kickers and defenses, try to get those streaming options to maximize your points this week, get those good matchups for your kickers and defenses because you can drop some players this week because you don't have to worry about teams picking up some of your top bench players and using them in your lineups because there's just a few teams playing still in your league. So with that said, here are 5 waiver wire ads for Week 15. My first one is Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts. So Hurts was very impressive in his first NFL start. He led his team to a big upset win over the Saints. He hit the 100-yard rushing mark. He scored 22.9 fantasy points. He showed his fantasy potential in the starting role, a role he's going to keep for the rest of this season. He plays the Cardinals and Cowboys his next 2 games. These are pretty good fantasy matchups, so I think Hurts has some real potential the rest of the ways for fantasy teams. My next waiver wire ad is Dolphins running back Lynn Bowden. Bowden got his most work of the season last week. He had 7 receptions for 82 yards. He has 11 catches his last 2 games. He gets a lot of weekly looks with Tua Tagovailoa as the starter for the Dolphins. He isn't a bad flex option in my opinion the rest of the way because of all of his work in the passing game. He's getting a lot of weekly looks with Tua as his starting quarterback. My next waiver wire ad is 49ers running back Jeff Wilson. Wilson has emerged as the clear number 2 back for the 49ers right now. He scored a touchdown last week. He has double-digit carries 2 of 3 games. The 49ers like to run the ball. They like to rotate backs. So I think Wilson has a chance to play a big role in this offense the rest of the way. I think he'll get double-digit touches from here on out. And he remains available in 67% of leagues. Vikings tight end Irv Smith is my next waiver wire ad for this week. Smith returned to the lineup last week after missing the last 2 games because of a back injury. He immediately made his presence known. He had 4 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown. Smith has double-digit fantasy points 3 of his last 5 games played. He can make an impact the rest of the way for fantasy teams. He was playing very well before the injury, and I think he'll be a big part of this passing game that's played very well of late with Kirk Cousins leading the way. My last waiver wire ad is Texans receiver Chad Hansen. Hansen continues to have a big role in the offense because of injury and suspension. He has 12 catches on 14 targets his last 2 games, so he's making the most of all his chances. I think he'll continue to play a big role the rest of the season for the Texans. They're a pass-first team. He should get his weekly targets in this offense. All right, those are 5 waiver wire ads for Week 15 of the fantasy football season. Good luck in navigating that waiver wire this week if you have to get on there and try to find some players for your team. Good luck for your teams, I should say, hopefully, because you have more than one team in the playoffs. That's what I'm hoping for you. All right, good luck in all of your playoff games this weekend. Hopefully you come out on top and advance to those championship games. This has been Jeff Paur for RealTime Fantasy Sports. Have a great day.